All right, Big Man, welcome to the Portnoy Show with Eddie and Company, presented by High Noon. Dave, the High Noon summer rolls on.
Yeah, we're almost getting. I just actually approved a pretty cool High Noon T-shirt for fall, even though I don't want to rush it. But yeah, it's a High Noon summer. I was at Jimmy Buffett this past what was it, Saturday night? Packed the cooler with a bunch of High Noons. Perfect event for High Noon. They actually sell. I hadn't been to where they had the Jimmy Buffett concert. It's a place in Massachusetts. It used to be called Great Woods when I grew up, then changed to Tweeter Center, now the Xfinity Center. But they had High Noons and Pink Whitneys everywhere, like full blown like stands. Pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Where are we at with your idea? Your top secret idea that we talked about like months ago.
I don't think that's happening.
No?
No, but I'm still not releasing it because it could at some point. But yeah, the top secret High Noon idea. There is a good stuff coming from High Noon, but this particular idea is still a ways out.
It's a good idea.
I know.
It's a good
I'm
idea.
full of good ideas. I'm a good idea guy.
Okay, so I actually wanted to get into that. But before we do, Rico Bosco is going to come on at some point. Just talk about some things. We got some things to talk about. Kirk's going to come on at some point. Alex Bennett's going to come up at some point. So, loaded show. But how was Jimmy? Did you get a little backstage?
No. I just was a civilian. Listen, I love Jimmy Buffett. Everyone knows that. I've been working on like this playlist and doing stuff. But I bought those tickets. Game Time got them. That's where I got the tickets. I bought them like a civilian. I did know. So they sort of invited me, and I reached out for like parking. And they were like, yeah, here you go. And they gave me tickets that were just that were useless for parking. Jimmy Buffett and his crew have and I love Jimmy, but they're totally useless in terms of like helping navigate me through their concert. I had a great time, but no, there was no special treatment or anything like that. I don't know what I think. Like it was just straight going as a civilian.
I mean, you're a real parrot head.
Yeah, I know. I've probably seen 20 to 30 shows in my life.
I knew you really liked him. I knew he was like one of your top guys, but I didn't know you were like that. Your buddy Pete told me you were like always that way.
Oh, yeah, no. I've been a Jimmy. I used to dress my like old Subaru in like high school and college as like a shark. Like I'd put the fin on top and like
really
go down to Great Woods. I love them, man. It's one of those like bands or guys or whatever you want to say that there's now history. I mean, I'm 45. I probably started going when I was like 16. So it's almost 30 years of like seeing Jimmy Buffett.
Damn. Yeah, your 20 song list. You 20 songs deep, and then there was fucking. I don't know. I was impressed.
Yeah, no, I don't lie about if you've been following me at all, Eddie, you know that I'm a legitimate Jimmy Buffett fan.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that deep though.
I mean, that's why he's getting up there in age, obviously. So it was kind of a last second thing because I was supposed to go to Jones Beach, and I was too tired to do it. I've never done that, but I knew he was in. Boston Tweeter Center. So it was kind of last minute, just bought the tickets, and off I went.
Nice. Well, glad you had a good time. Glad you had some High Noon. We are now joined by our first guest, Rico Bosco, in studio. Rico, how are you?
What's up? Yeah, I was trying to figure out what it was. Mets are doing well. Better Call Saul finale. I didn't know what was going on.
That's understatement that the Mets are doing well. They're doing great.
Atlanta's a house of horrors. I'm not fully frank, but I think it's going to be down to 1.5. Even with DeGrom and Scherzer, I think they're going to take one of the two. It's going to be a 2-game lead coming out of here. But we play the Sisters of the Poor in September, so we just got to tread water to get through it.
I feel like the Mets win every night.
Yeah, since DeGrom's been back. But again, like 3 direct games against Atlanta can move them right up. So, and we don't do well in Atlanta, right down to Kenny Rogers ripping our hearts out in 99, I want to say, when I was like 12. Horrible. But, yeah, it's going to be an interesting spring, or fall, I should say, for the Mets.
Rico, what's the vibe over there? Obviously, we're a couple weeks from football season. I saw you last week.
I think Dan said we may do Pick'em Week 0 next week.
He's telling me Friday. You in Friday?
Yeah.
You're here?
Yes.
All right, I got to move some things around. But, yeah, we'll make it work. Number 1, so I want a number 1 shirt. Number one.
Move what around?
Times, like different times of arrival. That's all.
It's crazy how though, like every time.
No, it's really not. It
is. It's every time. It's like it's on 11 o'clock on a Friday. Move what around? I don't know.
We haven't done week one before.
But what is that?
The
What does
full
that
week before.
matter?
Right,
it's a Friday at 11 a.m.
Yeah, I
got it. Yeah, I got it.
I work for you. I got it. Let's go.
Yeah, got it.
Move it around.
I'm not asking for crazy stuff. It's 11 a.m. on a Friday.
I wasn't expecting a Friday. Today's
But what does that mean? You're not expecting a Friday? It's just a work day.
All right, we're in. I got it. It's all good.
I say 11 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah, we're in.
And you go with, well, I'll look at my schedule. I'll change some things. Maybe I got to get in earlier. It's 11 a.m. on a Friday.
Got it.
Got it?
Yep. Got it.
Got it.
Rico, what's the vibe like over there? How you feeling?
What? I mean, this is. It's like I'm pulling 11 a.m. on a Friday. I mean,
I got it. I got it. We're in.
We're in. Got it. Got it.
Last dance, Eddie. Another championship run. I don't know. Vibes are good.
That's not you have a different demeanor than what I've seen recently, though.
Why? What's wrong?
I don't know. There may be some.
I don't even know why he's on the show. What, Eddie? It's your show.
Better Call Saul. I thought the Better Call Saul was all right.
He seems like he's in a great spot. I mean, why won't he show? He apparently doesn't show up on Fridays.
He does pick Central, no?
Oh, is that what it is? He gets in at 12. Is that when that show tapes?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, okay. So I make you get up a little bit earlier and come in on a Friday. We got it.
Got it.
But what's he on the show, Eddie? I don't.
Well, just obviously you had a tweet yesterday, Dave. I don't know who it is. There are a lot of assumptions. And, I just want to bring Rico in here.
The hypothetical?
Yes, the hypothetical.
Yeah. Nobody knows who it is.
No, you play shit close to the vest. You've made a ton of big splashes past couple of years. So, yeah, it could be anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's the
best. So no concern about anything, Rico?
I mean, nightmares, not sleep. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of concerns in my own life, but no, he's the skip. Well, second skip behind Kirk. But, yeah, I mean, I run with two crews. But, yeah, it's been good. Like I said, number one, get right back to the charts. Last dance, another championship run.
So no issue, Rico. You feel good.
It's been an uneventful summer. Saw him at mini golf, bet some horses. I think July was the last time I saw you, and I'll see you Friday. And then we're right back into the suit.
Right back into the grind. Right back into the grind. No more sleep until noon.
Right.
Daddy's home.
Where are you going to be? You're going to fly back and forth, Dave, or what?
Well, you're talking Miami?
Yeah.
The Miami move at the earliest would be October 1. I think it's September. I plan on staying in whether it's Montauk or rent a place, but I'll be there in September, October. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I have to be there for taxes from Miami, but I'll figure it out.
All right. So September, you'll be there a lot then.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be in his asshole.
Are you ready for that, Rico?
Not just him, everybody, Got to light some fires under people.
Is there like a radar who's asking you to light on fire?
No. It's everybody.
No. You're just coming ready to guns blazing.
Yeah, it's football season, ready to work. No more sleep until noon.
Are you excited for the Pick'em season, Rico, or no?
Yeah. Top 5, pretty much averaged last year. Episode show, like top of the charts.
Because I think last time
championship run.
We did a preview and it was a little more. It was more contentious. This is a lot less contentious than I thought than it typically is, I guess.
I mean, people. I just wrote a blog. Amir Garrett threw a drink on somebody, and then sent them the jersey. Like you can learn from people can change. Mm-hmm. Kumbaya.
Do you believe that he's changed, Dave, or no?
I don't know. Change. I'm going to give him that for the doubt. He went to therapy. I don't look to pick fights with Rico at all. So I don't even know why he is on the show today. It's like we're getting along. I'm going to be there next week. We're going to get this thing rolling.
All right. Well, yeah, that was really it. I just want to see if Rico had any thoughts on hypotheticals and whatnot. So if he doesn't, then that's really all we got for him. We're fine.
I would think Dave. Yeah, I mean, he's playing it close to the vest. You're definitely not going to tell me what it is. So, yeah, he calls the shots. It's all good.
This hire has nothing to do with Rico. Nothing.
All right.
Right. No sense getting bent out of shape. How was Buffett?
Great.
That was Silvana's first time?
Correct.
Are you potentially, you're in September, are you Billy Joel guy?
I like Billy Joel.
Would you go? Like, is he worth, like, you taking you away from September?
I wouldn't go out of my
good one.
I wouldn't go out of my way to see Billy Joel like I did to see Jimmy Buffett. I've seen Billy Joel, and I like Billy Joel.
So who's on the list? Who's on the list of going out of your way? Dead or alive? Dead or alive?
The Revivalists, which I skipped because we had an event that White Sox Dave did not go to because he had just tickets to some concert. Right. Revivalists, Jimmy Buffett, Pearl Jam is going to be playing soon. I'm going to see them. Dead or alive? I've never seen Bob Marley. I would die to see Bob Marley. Dead or alive? Original AC/DC, Sinatra. I'm all over the map. Dead or alive.
I thought you left one. Well, two omissions for me.
Paul Simon, I've seen. Mom.
What about Whitney?
Who's your guy, Rico?
Whitney, Avicii.
No, I like Whitney. No, Avicii. Listen, I have. You want to see an Avicii concert? Give me his playlist. I'll press play. Close your eyes. Pretend you're at Avicii.
Wow. Yeah, fair. But I mean, if you were there the first
that's
time,
not a wow, Eddie. Why'd you wow that?
If you were there the first time levels ever dropped, that's like you might as well be on the moon with Neil Armstrong.
I mean, we had Avicii at a Barstool blackout.
Well, you've always been ahead of getting talent. You had me before I had my WFAN spot, so you've always had an eye for talent.
Yeah, well, that's that, and you used them and went on their show and tried to basically pit us against them. So,
got it.
You don't think Avicii would take exception with that if he was, if he could still
listen?
Was around?
I don't care what anybody says. That seeing a DJ live is more the vibe in the part, but they don't perform live. They just press a button and go.
Yeah, they throw some shit in though, like mixes that you only hear on that.
But they're not doing it live.
Whitney you wouldn't have.
I like Whitney. I'd rather see Tina Turner live than Whitney.
Yeah, you're on that. Tina Turner over Whitney. That's like Eddie's dad with the fucking
I like
MP3
Whitney
over the
Houston.
iPod. I think you're on the wrong side of history with that one.
Well, Tina Turner's a legend, so I don't know.
But they're also responsible for putting together the light show and shit like that too, right?
Who?
They at least have a say in it.
They have a guy in it, yeah.
No, they match the lights with the other. But listen, give me somebody who can sing, perform, do something I can't do on the stage. I can't put the music together. I can't do that. But once the music's together, Dante the Don can press play, and I can be taking a piss next to him in a urinal, and the crowd doesn't even know the DJ's missing. And that happened at one of our events.
Would you ever bring that back, a one-night only blackout tour? But more
it's more damage, more problems probably than it's worth. I mean, we did it a little bit at the Super Bowl, and a hurricane happened, and Shooter McGavin almost electrocuted himself in the middle of a flood.
That's an unbelievable video.
That's unreal.
Did you, Rico? I feel like we got to tell him that you're getting some Staten Island guys at the company. I love this guy. Have you met Patty Savage yet?
Yeah,
Dave?
I didn't. No. Let's clarify that before that takes off a fucking leg of its own. I found out when he got hired, but I do know he's one of the best people in the world. So I'm not forwarding resumes, and if you could find it, that just ends right there. I'm not forwarding resumes, but I'm very happy he got hired. He's killing it, from what I'm told.
I have no idea who Patty Savage is.
Eddie. That's Eddie. Eddie likes him because he's a shore guy, but he wouldn't cross paths with Dave. I don't think.
No, but I just think Dave would like him, and I think.
What does he do? Who is he? What does he do? Why would I? If Rico likes him, I probably wouldn't like him. What does he do?
See what you do,
He's
Eddie?
a sales guy.
Oh, we have a sales guy named Patty Savage.
Yeah, that's a great start.
He's a great guy.
the island is infiltrating Barstool. He's the Staten Island guy, right, Rico?
Yeah, and then all the security guards, obviously, like I didn't hire them, but they're all security. They're all Staten Island guys. Most of them are Staten Island guys. Kareem's nodding his head. He's a big fan of a few of them. Betting the field, yeah. What's
it's only a matter of time.
Where are you going? So you're coming into the city. What are you doing this weekend, Dave?
We have there's this thing, Rough and Rowdy, right? Ever heard of it?
Yeah, that's Friday. Buy
Yeah,
rnr.com.
Yeah. Way to be a company man.
Yeah, I got it.
How are you and Kirk, Rico? What's going on?
Skip's good. Yeah, Skip's good.
Yeah.
I've been listening. Yeah, he's gotten people calling in his show all the time. It's a good show.
He's coming on. Is there anything we should ask him that he's upset about or what?
No. I mean, no. He's playing up the Rough and Rowdy stuff. Got to get trivia going. A little turmoil there, but it's all good.
Yeah. All right then, Rico. Thank you.
All right,
Dave,
yeah.
anything
We got
else for
hot ice.
Rico?
Bet the hit parade plus 11.95 units.
Your picks stink, right? I see that graphic that comes out every once in a while, and you're always towards the bottom.
Yeah, it skews it because they only do the 1 unit bets. So best bets, I was on a run of like 19.
You mean like when you do the future things you're talking?
Nope. Like Tuesdays and Thursdays we do dog of the day and best bets on hot ice, and you're always going to bet more on your best bets. I was on a hot run, so yeah. I mean, it hasn't. Baseball's been tough, but we're giving out 2
I'm
in
just
today.
I just see the graphic.
Yeah,
you're always at the bottom.
Yeah, all right. My best bet today, I'll give it to you a little tease right now. My best bet's the Astros today. Tough spot against Cease, but Verlander's got cojones. I like the Astros today. You also would like the hit parade. 3 guys to get a hit. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're killing it.
It's a good bet. All right, Rico.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look. I want to go look at this Astros.
Minus 127.
It's a big match.
Didn't you say it was a tough spot?
Yeah, he's on the road against Cease, but Verlander's been terrific on the road.
I mean, he's favored.
It's still a tough spot.
So why would you take a favorite in a tough spot?
He's unbelievable on the road. He's got like a 1.58 ERA on the road. The Astros lost last night. I think the Astros are the best team in baseball. It's a bounce back spot. The White Sox have been very up and down. I'm gonna go with the Astros.
In a tough spot.
Yeah, it's not.
I just don't like taking favorites in a tough spot. You know.
You want a little dog? Rockies first 5. Kyle Freeland's last 2 starts on the road, 12 and 2/3 innings, 14 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. They won both. So don't worry about the bullpen. Take the Rockies plus 165 first 5 today. That's where I would be at.
Well, all right. Thanks, Rico.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Rico. Dave, speaking of Jimmy Buffett, obviously if you want to get out to a concert this summer or to a game this fall, the best spot to do it is with the Game Time app.
Yeah, Game Time. Get all your tickets last minute. I did. That's how I got it. I don't know if you saw it. It was right in the pit, 3rd row. Guy dancing. Guy next to me at Buffett. Delaney talks to the statues. He played that. This guy was full bawling, full crying, straight crying. Wow. Love it. Emotion. But Game Time, the ticketing app, makes it easier than ever. Score last-minute ticket deals on tickets, sports, concert shows that guarantee the lowest price. They cracked the code on how to score last-minute tickets. 2022 is a massive concert year. Game Time is reporting seeing some of the biggest last-minute deals ever. Tickets like Halsey as low as $9, Machine Gun Kelly $8, Backstreet Boys $20, Jack White $25. All these artists with prices under $40. Rufus Du Sol, Chesney, The Killers, Zach Brown Band. Make sure you use the Game Time app this summer to get the best deals. See your favorite artists. Like I said, Buffett, those tickets. They're about $900 each, I think. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab, create a login. Redeem code DPS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time last-minute tickets. Lowest prices guaranteed.
You ever get a good crying or not?
Yeah, no, I like to get a good cry sometimes on like a movie or something. Depends what it is. Movies
like
with
a go-to
animals.
movie?
What?
Oh, like
In a League of Their Own. I've always said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we did a movie cry draft, and that was #1 pick.
I saw you did a frozen pizza draft. Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think of that? Actually, do you got that graphic, Kareem? I'd love for Dave to weigh in.
Was this on the sheet?
It was not, but it's a good.
No.
It would be a
Do you
good thing
do
to
any
weigh in on,
homework
though.
here?
Yeah, I got stuff here.
Okay.
We got. I mean, yeah. I mean, speaking of pizza, we could talk about the Lucia's. Well, he pulls that up. That was a nice article.
Yeah, I mean, Delucia's, and they basically revolutionized their entire lives, which they deserve because the pizza's unbelievable. But some of the quotes, like 5 minutes after the pizza review dropped, they were getting calls from, like, a guy called from Australia just congratulating. But that was a cute article.
Mm-hmm. It was nice.
See, the WeWork guy just got $70 million or $150 million. That's crazy. The more we've been talking, and I'm just ranting, the only thing that stinks about, because there's so much shit going on in the world that I'd love to talk about, whether it's like the Trump fucking getting invaded, and I don't want to talk about that because it's like you can't win with that shit in this environment. But I'd love a Dave Unchained show where I could just rant on everything and not have to worry about fucking getting attacked for politics and this and that and whatever the case may be. But I'd like to do that one day, I think. Just an unchained fucking rant on everything.
Well, he's like fucking out there, right?
Who?
The WeWork guy.
Did you watch We Broke? What was it? We Busted, the Netflix thing?
No, I haven't
crazy.
seen it. It's
We
on my
Crashed.
list.
We Crashed. It's like a docuseries I watched on Netflix. And I mean, the guy basically burned through like bazillions of dollars. And it's not only that. I mean, investors do that. It's very easy to spend money when it's not your own. But the fucking shit this guy was doing. He was, if I recall, like he was, I think he trademarked like the name WeWork or We, and was like himself, and like charging WeWork $6 million to like use the name. He was like buying buildings, I believe, and then like knowing that WeWork would then lease the buildings from him. He was doing such incredibly shady shit, all while they were getting smoked. Just to anybody give him money to start a new company is just insane. I want to tweet, and it's a well-known like VC firm that gave it to him in California, I guess. I wanted to tweet the guy, be like, I'll give you $500 million a la Big Cat for like an investment in my brain or my next venture, and I won't say what it is. But I didn't want to confuse people and be like, what, are you leaving Penn? It was meant to be a joke, which I don't think would be construed as a joke. But yeah, just amazing that this guy who blew through all this money, anybody would give him, the guy should be probably in jail, and anybody would give him more money. Just insane.
It's like a real estate company that they're investing in too, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like renters. I'm not sure anyone knows what it's actually doing. The king of raising money, apparently, Adam Newman, the king. He comes across as a weirdo in the movie, but yeah, just craziness.
Have you ran across like a lot of weirdo types now that you're running with this more elite crowd?
No, not really. Not like that. I don't run with any crowd. Who do I hang out with? I don't hang out with anybody.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But, I mean, you've taken meetings with different people and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't hang out with anybody. Like, I don't have many friends, like, that I'm going out do anything. If I go out with Silvana.
How'd you get the guy who manages your money and whatnot? Like, were you?
Yeah, so normal good dude. He actually, believe it or not, was behind me in a foursome at the time. It was a friend of Renee's, one of her best friend's wedding. He knew who her friend was getting married to. So we had met through there, and they just kind of reached out, but I already knew him through those connections.
Gotcha. Now, are you like afraid? You said you need an Unchained. Are you a little more nervous now to put your opinion out there because there's always an aggregated article about it? Like, what kind of puts you in that position?
It's like the politics thing, which is like the craziest shit in the world, basically, ever since Trump has come into like the world. There's so many things that I have opinions on that I don't share because there's no win in sharing it.
Is that reflective of the Roe v. Wade stuff, or was there something else?
No. That's different. That one I felt like, it's like little jokes and whatnot. Like I mean, it's a crazy story. The FBI invading like a former president's house, and obviously people who believe Trump believe whatever he says, and people who hate Trump will believe the other side. Like Fox News will say one thing, CNN will say the other, and it doesn't matter really facts or common sense or rational shit. But like, I love how these documents are just like being hid through his house, and it is hard to hide stuff. Like when I used to gamble and was getting like bookie paid back in the day, like you got a hunk of money, I didn't know where to hide it. Like someone always will stumble into it. It's hard to hide stuff in a house. I don't care how big it is. So that has nothing to do with like either side, but it's just, listen, it is not me that I'm afraid of getting, like it is Barstool as a larger. Like what I say will affect other parts of Barstool. I don't care about myself personally. That's why if it was just me, I would go ham. I don't care. Yeah, it's kind of like the evening with hate stuff.
Well, to a smaller degree. I mean, you were tweeting about the Little League World Series, and I don't know, you got random blue checks here and there complaining about that. So I mean, really, if you say anything, you're going to be
that I don't care about. That because those come and go, and I funny and whatever. The other shit's so toxic on both sides. It's just you better really like make sure you know what you're jumping into, and you know we're still involved in trying to get licenses and things like that in all different states. So it's just I got to take a deep breath and not talk about it, even though it's so preposterous. It's like a movie, but
yeah. Well, that kind of sucks, though. I mean. You can't really say what you want to say.
No, I don't. You know what? Hey, let's see. Does this work? Can you see that, Eddie?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so it doesn't suck that bad, my friend.
That's true. All right, Kirk will be joining us any minute now. Let's talk about Rowback before he hops in, Dave.
Rowback activewear brand that makes high quality hoodies, polos, and tees. Hands down, best fit, best feel. Soft and stretchy, perfect for any occasion, any activity, any season. Designed to transition seamlessly from one activity to the next, whether it be golf, tennis, traveling, just to keep you from becoming chilly. Comes in fun prints, classic colors, breathable, quick drying. All pieces are made with moisture wicking fabric. Tagless, so they never itch. Use a code Eddie on Rowback for 20% off your first order. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off polos, Q-zips, hoodies, and tees with code Eddie.
Go do it. Rowback's great.
Welcome, Kirk.
Hello. What's going on?
Eddie, Eddie, what do we got here? What you're the one who creates the lists.
Yeah. So Kirk, obviously, it was you last week with you and Alex. I just want to come and have you on, kind of talk about everything and see what's going on.
You're coming to the fight, right, Kirk?
I'm going to be at the fight, Dave. I know you don't want me there. I'll be there.
You had me on your show. I said you're more than welcome.
Agent of are those real books behind you or no? Behind you. You told me you don't read books. You said you would never read a book.
Yeah, no, I don't read books. That was the interior decorator put those there.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there supporting my friend Cupcake. I'll be her mouthpiece. She was on the show last week. I will say she's tough. She's a great fighter. She needs a mouthpiece. I will say that. She struggles a little bit verbally. So I'm going to be there for her. And it sounds like Alex Bennett's got like 7,000 people from Barstool there. So which is fine. And I don't mind being the lone wolf.
That's a stunner.
Lone road my whole life. And that's okay. But I'm here to help out the company. You go to, what is it? Buy R&R, Cupcake, whatever the hell call name. What is it? I don't know. Whatever it is. There's some link to it. Go do it.
We have a Cupcake link?
Yes, we do. Yeah. It's all going to you, right? What do you care?
No, I don't care.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to be there.
So let me ask you this. I was trying to figure out or explain like how many tickets we usually for Rough and Rowdy, I would say 40,000. Sometimes it can drift to 50 is a pretty good number for us, average. Mm-hmm. The Minifans, I think, are, as I've described many times, as like the wildlings from Game of Thrones, like an uneasy relationship at times, but we get along and very loyal to the King of the North or the guy over the border, which is Kirk. So what do you think these numbers, do you think there's like, are your fans all buying this fight?
I don't know. We're pumping it out. I mean, for sure. They seem excited. I will say there's a lot of interest this week on the show about the fight. Like I could tell from the calls, I could tell from social media. How that translates, I don't know, but they're very interested. I'll be down there Thursday. I get down a day before you guys. I'm going to do a show down there. I'm going to be with Cupcake that day.
Are you going to the weigh-in?
I'm going to the weigh-in. Yeah, I'll be at the weigh-in.
This is going to be something. So I've been to a lot of things. You've never been to a Rough and Rowdy.
I never have been. No,
I think you're going to love it.
I'm looking forward to it.
It is.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Quite a scene, and you may be amongst your people in a weird way.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll say this, like it's a Friday, body, Saturday, Sunday. Like, although we have our issues right now, I'll go to Alex Bennett's wake on Monday and her funeral on Tuesday, if that's okay with you. I might miss a show, but I'll probably do a show from her wake. I'll probably do it in her casket.
How real is this feud with her?
Well, you know how I am, Dave. And if I'm anything, I'm pretty calm, pretty cautious. I try and take as much, think things out as much as I can. She, first of all, I had her back big time in that Danielle Bernstein thing where you were fucking crying about that thing, whatever, a couple months ago. I had her back on that. And then I said to her, we made a deal. Her family owns whatever, the Thunder. So they were going to get me Springsteen tickets and like a VIP meet and greet if I help boost sales. So I was pumping Alex Bennett like crazy for weeks. She was on the show. Then it turns out Jeff D-Low puts her and Clemmer on the same trivia team. Clemmer's enemy number one right now in the Minifan world. She didn't tell us. She knew about it on Monday's show. Didn't tell us about it. Lied to us. Basically a giant fuck you to the Minifans. So, once you do that to me, you're out. There's no bigger enemy.
Where is Rico? Because Rico also didn't tell you about it.
It's a difficult one. I'm struggling with this one. I talked to you about this on my show earlier this week.
Because we just had Rico on and we didn't talk about it, but he's calling you Skip and this and really on his knees. Yet
right.
he knew about this and
but Dave,
flat out, and you caught him basically. You caught him in a lie.
Am I making a side deal with Rico Bosco right now? When I'm pumping things up. If Rico Bosco said to me, "Hey Skip, I'm doing this. I need this many buys for some college basketball thing." Then it turned out he was doing something with Clemmer or somebody else or some enemy. It turns out, he was living with Bob Murchison or whatever. It will be an issue. I think, like I said earlier about somebody else on my show today, I love Rico. In an earlier generation, Rico Bosco's parents would have dropped him off at like a home, and they would have never seen him. They would have gone to visit him a couple of times a year. This is somebody who I think struggles intellectually as much as I like him. So he gets a pass. I do give him a pass, and I think he is loyal. Alex Bennett turned her back on me, turned her back on the Minifans. And you know what's weak about it too? Is for like a day she did this thing where she apologized. She did this. Now it seems like she's just doing like pro wrestling. And it's like, man, good luck with it. I mean, Cupcake is a machine. I don't know if you saw her workout videos or not, Dave. This woman is going to knock Alex Bennett out within 30 seconds of the first round. That's a Kirk Minihane guarantee.
Now, switching gears.
Sure.
Do you think we are headed to some sort of clash between you and I if Clemmer?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, Clemmer hit me up the other day, and I almost forgot. He's like, so when am I moving to Miami?
Right, yeah. No, I know. No, I have no... Who recommended, when you said to me, should I hire him? I said, yes.
Yes, right.
I don't like the way he handled the Minifans. I think he was kind of embarrassed by it. I think he's trying to be somebody. I just don't like who he is, but I would never tell somebody not to work.
So do you think I'm eventually not going to like Clemmer?
I think you're going to get tired of him. I don't think there's much. It turns out there's not as much there as I thought there was. And by the way, I could be wrong. You might use him in a better way than I could, but I don't, this is not an issue between you and I since that thing where I mistakenly gave out a promo code during a, which was not a great moment, but I fell on the sword, right?
Yeah.
So that was
for
2
those
years
who don't
ago.
know, I also one of the this is probably an all-time moment for anybody at any level of any company. Kirk was not happy with us for whatever reason. I don't remember. And Deirdre, we had some sort of conference call with like advertisers, and Kirk was trying to get the Minifans, I believe, to join the conference call with advertisers and create general havoc and chaos on this call.
Right. Now, I would say if I blame anybody for that, I blame you because you hired me.
Well,
like this is what you get. Now, but that was stupid. Yeah. What did I say? So we talked. I was fired for like 90 seconds, and I said to you, it was stupid. And I went on the show. I said something like that will never happen again. That's been over 2 years, right? Correct. Give or take, I think, through whatever. Yeah, nothing even close has happened like that.
Correct.
Now, do I think there are going to be people at the company, as always, who don't like me, especially now during this thing? Yeah, but great. Who gives a shit? I don't care about that.
I think the advice that Paul and myself have given about Kirk Minihane is probably the most accurate. If you have 1% thin skin, don't get involved with them. Because you know what you're getting at this point. If you get involved with Kirk Minihane, and by the way, if you the you and Rico blow up when it happens, which is
never happen. Will never happen.
It is.
He's my son. He's my oldest son.
Inevitable. Will be an all time.
Why would you want to do this to us? I love Rico. Don't do that. He's a great man. He made a mistake. I think it was just a sin of omission. That's all. He'll kick up. That's not a big deal. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
We'll see.
But so why are people at the company this week complaining?
No. And I don't know. Again, I haven't followed. I don't know how real. I mean, Alex Bennett seems like she can roll with the punches pretty good. But you also have, some would say, like a laundry list of people that the beginning of the end of their time here was the beginning of their interactions with you.
Sure, but I would say those people were all in the wrong. I mean, I would just say that, and there are times like we just talked about earlier where I completely screw up. But, I'm there on Friday, as always, to help out the company. And you can say what you want, but I'm a Barstool guy first and foremost. And I'm there to help Cupcake, whatever she needs to knock Alex Bennett. I'm here to help.
So are you going to be like on the apron?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I'm going to be like Bobby Heenan. That's my goal.
This has the makings. And again, I've done a ton of these.
Stu Feiner better keep his fucking mouth shut. Also, while we're at it. Yeah,
Stu Feiner, he's generally a little too active when he's there. He tries to get on the microphone 24/7. But yeah, right. This is like a Molotov cocktail that we have brewing here for West Virginia. And something will most likely explode because it's already a wildly heated, tense atmosphere, and we're bringing the circus to town. So it should be an interesting night. That is for sure.
Yeah. So no, it's my first time there. I
think you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, it should be a while. So what is the day of deal? Like, is there anything other than Rough and Rowdy that day? Like, is there any other responsibilities for somebody, or is just so the weigh-in's Thursday night?
Yeah, weigh-in's Thursdays. The fighters have to get to the arena very early because there's like check-ins and stuff. But no, it's just fight night that day.
So people were asking me today. We took some calls during the show. I'm in the producer's booth right now because my chair has been squeaky the last couple of weeks and it continues to squeak today. So as a normal person would do, I took the chair and smashed it to pieces today. My chair. So I have to be in here because Colin can't fix a fucking chair. But people are calling and asking me today, do you have any idea when this fight will be during the card?
Oh, it's the main event. So
it's the last fight.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I believe it is. So I think the broadcast starts at 8, if I'm not mistaken, and we generally 10:30-ish. But I mean, for people who haven't seen it, and I'm not just excited, it's why I fell in love with it. The entire 2 hours is pretty much mayhem on top of mayhem. It's pretty entertaining for what, $30, $20, whatever.
That's a great deal. How big is how many people are going to be there? How many people are in the arena?
I haven't been to this arena, but there's generally, no, I don't think 3,000 is generally about what it is. I'm sure it's sold out.
Okay. Anything else from you, Eddie?
I think Alex is here if you want to talk to her.
Sure, I don't care. Yeah, fine.
There
Hi,
she
guys.
is. Alex.
What's up?
Is that your haircut for the fight?
Yeah, my hairdo for the fight. Testing
Got it. $1 million.
AB. Just got the shirt today.
Oh, that's good.
$1 million Alex Bennett, as in $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
That's the movie that made me cry, Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Talking about cry movies.
I haven't seen it.
How'd that movie end?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, Hillary Swank died in the ring. Just so you know.
With a cheap shot.
Yeah, well, whatever. Everything's legal.
It was a cheap shot. So you two now hate each other. Is that the deal, Alex? We're talking Kirk. He's going to be on the apron apparently for Cupcake.
Yeah, no, I was listening. I don't hate Kirk, but yeah, I think that's the thing.
Does your mother hate Kirk?
No, she can't. She's having a hard time following this whole thing. She doesn't hate Kirk at all. She liked him. She played mini golf. I don't think she knows much about you. I think she's like behind.
Well, that is fair. I will say, Kirk, it's a very nice touch, almost like Emperor in Darth Vader style. The shadowing on your face right now,
it's
just like he's in a very dark.
Yeah, I mean, I think
you
Alex
look like you could be Emperor.
Alex thinks it's just fun and games, and like I understand that, and good luck to her. I hope she has a wonderful career at Barstool. No hard feelings, whatever. But I take this stuff seriously, and when I work for somebody, I had her back in that whole ridiculous thing, like I said, with you and that dumb girl. And then I had her back trying to help sell pay-per-views. And then she knows something. And she says, fuck off. Fuck you, Minifans. Fuck you. I'm going to keep. Then I got no use for you. You're dead to me. And once you're dead to me, you're dead to me.
Rico also had information.
Again, was I pumping and selling things with Rico Bosco? No, I was not. We had a deal. She decided to go one way. That's fine. And now she's making content out of it. Good for her. I take this seriously. And people say maybe that's why I'm crazy. I saw Alex take some shots at my mental health. I take mental health very seriously. Dave, as you know, I've never made fun of my own mental health. I never would. Alex is taking shots at this. I guess she wants me to do so. I don't know. But I take it very seriously. And I was, when you cut me, I bleed, Dave. I was hurt by it.
Yeah. It's well, I mean, it is what it is. We got
first round knockout within 30 seconds. I've seen Alex train. I've seen Cupcake. I mean, it's almost unfair that this person is being brought out to slaughter. That's what I would say. I can guarantee you two things is going to happen Friday night. Number one, Cupcake is going to knock Alex Bennett out within 30 seconds. Number two, Graham Bennett will masturbate that day. Those are the two things I can guarantee.
All right. Alex, are you nervous?
No, I'm excited. I feel like I've done everything I can, trained as hard as I could, and yeah, I feel good to go.
When are you going down?
Thursday morning.
Now, the one thing I saw, were you and Cupcake like trading or were you acting like you guys were kind of a team in this at one point?
Me?
I don't know. I thought I said Kirk say that to Cupcake.
No.
We had her on. We had her on, and so when we had Alex on a week ago or whatever it was, she said that Cupcake reached out to her and was like, "Hey, baby girl, I love you." And when I spoke to Cupcake, I was like, "We're cutting this shit out now. Like I'm either in with you or we're not." So I don't think Alex was doing that, but I do think Cupcake was. I think that is over, unless I'm mistaken.
No, I blocked her. You can't. She was like talking about me on her Insta story, but like DMing me, and so I was like, we can't. We're not friends. We're fighting each other.
You are fighting each other Friday night. All right. So I don't know what to expect. I've seen some of your training videos. Looked like your nose doesn't look broken. I thought it was looked like it got smashed the other day in one of your videos.
It's black. Yeah, I have makeup on it right now.
Got it. So the vibes are just excited? That's it?
No. I'm excited. I'm nervous. All the things, but that's why I did it. I mean, if I wasn't nervous, I'd be crazy. If I wasn't excited, what'd I do it for?
What's your prediction on pay-per-views?
God, I don't know. I went high on the 70K, but I think I'm going to go 70, 69. I don't know. 71. I'm feeling good. I feel good about it. My walkout song?
No, I don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
I'm not
I want to hear it in the thing. All right. Well, Kirk, thank you for joining you. Yeah, this is a good look for you, by the way, the shadows. There's something just very natural about this, but I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing you on Friday, and I think you're going to love it. I think you will be back to a rough and rowdy, actually.
Anytime. I'm happy to do it, Dave. I'm looking forward to it once again. I don't know. Colleen, we have some link specifically for Cupcake, but it's for Rough and Rowdy, so go buy it. I'll be there. The Minifans will be there. It sounds like it's like, not dissimilar to Rocky Balboa himself in Rocky IV. It's us against the world. It sounds like Alex is going to have her 76, coworkers who make money off OnlyFans will be there or whatever. But it's going to be me, Cupcake, who's a mom just trying to raise kids. I mean, this is in West Virginia, coal miner. Us against the world. So I think it's going to be tragic. If you like Alex Bennett, it's going to be a tragic night Friday night. It'll be a celebratory night for the Cupcake team. That's a guarantee.
All right. Thanks, Kirk.
Thanks, Kirk. Buy rnr.com, everybody. Am I good?
No, you're not going anywhere.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
What? So are you on OnlyFans?
Yeah. Boxing
So everyone's
content.
on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Not everyone, but a lot of people.
Who's on it? You, Jordyn, Kelly Keegs. Who
Kate.
else?
I heard Kate got on.
Kate. How much money are people making?
I don't. Apparently, they don't want to say, but I do know how much both of them made. I know how much all three of them made. I'm not kidding you. A lot of money.
I guess that doesn't surprise me. They're not posting. Are they posting just what are they posting?
They're posting okay, you know how you put on a swimsuit and you post anything you're comfortable posting on Instagram? They're pretty much just posting that.
So why are people paying for it?
I don't know. I think they get curious. They'll post more. On Insta story, you'll post one. They'll post 7 on there. They'll take more selfies during the day. It's not that juicy.
Interesting.
But people are paying for it and are making a lot of. Mine's just boxing content.
How much are you making money?
Yeah, I put my paywall up. Mine's $4.99.
And how many subscribers do you have?
I think 7.8 thousand.
So what's 7 times 5? 35 grand?
But I didn't put my paywall up to.
Is that right? Is that right? Am I doing math correctly, Eddie?
It's 39,000. 78.
So you made $39,000.
But I didn't put my paywall up till 5K.
Wait, so only 2,000 are paid, you're saying?
Yeah, 2.8 thousand are paid at $4.99.
So 10 grand.
Is Jordyn there? Do you want to bring her in and see?
Have people hit the renewal period of this yet?
Okay, so this is what Jordyn was talking about, because Jordyn made a ton of money fast, like a shocking amount. And then she's like, a couple are unsubscribing, but a lot are still subscribed. Like, she posts twice a day. She just was talking to Erica about it. Like, it's kind of cool that you can do that. You just have to take the moral check, right? And be like, am I cool with this? Like, am I cool with what I'm posting? And if you're cool with what you're posting and people are going to pay for it, why would you not?
Yeah. It's been posed to me whether I have a problem with it.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
I don't think I have a problem with it. My problem would be if it takes away from what you're doing at Barstool, which I don't think it does, so I don't think I have a problem with it. But if somebody starts making a lot of money doing something else, suddenly their other responsibilities don't become as important, so that would be my concern.
Yeah, and that's valid. I think we all know, too, though, like, we would never have this many subscribers if we didn't work at Barstool. Also, it's kind of an extension.
But I don't think, like, would quitting... What do you mean extension?
Well, like an extension of our content. Like, we're kind of using it as content now.
I think that's a pretty loose way to look at it. You mean because we're like talking about OnlyFans?
Well, no, yeah. I mean, we've talked about it a couple times, and then like we're exploring the fact of like, okay, if a girl does a nude photo shoot on a magazine cover, you know, versus like, what are you okay with posting on OnlyFans? Like, we're exploring it. But I'm obviously going to argue the other side of like, let us keep it. You know, like that's going to be my angle.
Well, I don't know that I could tell anybody not to unless it's like you're fired if you do it, which we're not close to that. But again, it's the fundamental. If you're making a shit ton one way, what's the point? You don't have to do anything else.
Right.
Are we going to get Jordyn in here?
Hey, before we get to Jordyn, though, Dave, let's talk about Roman.
So it's the hard dick business. You need testosterone. You need to get hard. Fitness, health, from sex drive to muscle, bone mass. The experts believe testosterone plays a huge role in our body's natural function, but men's testosterone starts to deplete with age, which is why it's important to support it early. Roman T support meant to help maintain their body's natural testosterone protection with a proprietary supplement formulated by Roman's in-house doctors. Roman T supports contains a blend of 6 nutrients, including magnesium, to support muscular health. Roman T support is not testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, not meant to treat people with testosterone deficiency syndrome. Go to GetRoman.com/Dave. Get $15 off your first order. Roman T support. That's GetRoman.com/Dave. GetRoman.com/Dave. $15 off your first order.
Not your best ad read, but you got through it.
It's a lot of big words.
A lot of big words.
The bottom is testosterone. You need it. Get it.
Testosterone.
Roman.
All right, let's talk some OnlyFans with Jordyn.
Jordyn's the one who's made the most.
Yeah, I think you have made the most on OnlyFans.
Sorry, 1 second. Hello. Hi.
Hello. How much have you made on OnlyFans?
I mean, do I have to disclose that amount on this show? Can I tell you after?
Well, no, because if you tell me after, I'll disclose it. So it's either like, don't tell me or... how can you hide it, though? Can't people do basic math?
No.
Tips.
Yes, you could see the amount of subscribers people had, but you can't once you're like verified. It's the weirdest thing. It went away.
Oh, but if he knew how many subscribers you had and the price you paid, he could do the math.
I mean, I think it's like...
Are you afraid to say because you think people will stop doing it?
No.
Why are you afraid to say?
I just don't want to like shove it in people's faces. I have 1,900 subscribers and I charge $30 a month.
What's that math?
Eddie's
do the math. Do the math.
$57,000.
$57,000
a month.
Well, okay, but we have to be clear. Half of those people are going to fall off after the second month,
when does your second month begin?
I think it's September 7th would be a month.
But that 57's 1 month.
Well, you have to take 20% of that because they take 20%. So I think it's probably, and that's only a week, by the way. I mean, more will come over the month.
And the subscriptions, I assume they're rolling. So, like, it's when somebody signs up a month from that date. So you don't have everybody at the same point.
Yeah, so on the site, it will say people who are staying with the renewal on and people will turn it off. And I'll be honest, half the people have turned the renewal off. Like, they're not going to renew for that second month. So I'm only going to get about, right now, half of those people. So let's say I made 50 the first month, we'll say 60 the first month, only 30 by the second. And then half of those people will probably fall off. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to last.
Who are these people?
I don't know who they are.
Phoenix office.
Stooley fans, Mean Girl Pod fans, Jordyn Woodruff fans, Barstool fans.
What
Guys.
What are you posting?
Very like PG pictures. Like, I would feel comfortable giving Kareem my phone and looking at them. Alex, like,
I was like, why me?
An extension of your
right in front of
Instagram.
me. Yeah, it's an extension of my Instagram.
Are you doing anything in like my impression of OnlyFans, which, you know, ridiculous is not in here, is balls. But my impression of OnlyFans is you get the subscriptions and the real money comes when you start talking to people. Like,
oh yeah, I've DM'd people, but not anything inappropriate. Like, I think people don't realize how many people are lonely, and they literally, this might sound weird, but they literally just want to say, "How was your day? How are you? Loved you on Barstool's Most Dangerous Games. Tell me about the Barstool universe. Tell me the inside scoop on Rough and Rowdy." I get Rough and Rowdy questions all the time.
The Rough and Rowdy thing's like big on, like, it like hits on OnlyFans, which is weird.
Yeah, like a lot of it's just people be like, "Hey, how was your day?" And I'm like, "It was great. How was yours? Hope you had a great day."
All right. So then, Alex, before you got in, I mentioned like the OnlyFans. I've had some people in the company be like, "Should we allow this? Should we not allow it?" I've said I don't even know that. If I wanted to not allow it, I could. And I don't really fundamentally have an issue with it unless it somehow starts taking, like, if you start making 50 grand, Eddie, you have that calculator? She's saying she's not. What's 50 times 12? Can you do that for me?
50 times 12?
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not going to last a
600.
year.
Well, how much?
600.
600 grand a year or more or whatever or less. But hypothetically, if you're making that much, like, the interest or time spent on Barstool would decrease because you're making so much money on OnlyFans. That is my main concern with people doing OnlyFans. That if it becomes that profitable, it's like, well, I don't have to do anything else. So that's my only concern with that.
No, that's valid, and I definitely understand that concern, but I don't know. I know it's hard for other people to understand, but I'm not doing this for a career. Like, I love Mean Girl Pod. I love Barstool. I'm not going away anytime soon. Like, Mean Girl Pod is my life. And I was telling Alex, like, this money is allowing us to do cool things. Like, we get to go to the Hamptons next weekend because now I have this money to travel and we can make really cool content. Like, I in no way, shape, or form ever want to do this as a career. I honestly probably won't even do this for more than 3 months because I'll get
If
bored.
you were getting 50 grand a month for 3 months, you just be like, nah, I'm good.
We're not wired
Bullshit.
like that. We'd be
I'm not
bored.
wired. I'm
Bullshit.
bored, Dave. It's not stimulating for me. Like, I want to be successful, make a crap ton of money, and we will eventually. But like, this money is, I think of it as an investment on one, living in New York and living a normal lifestyle, because New York is hella expensive. Getting an apartment that's bigger than this pod room. Actually, this pod room's bigger than my bedroom. It's like 2 of my bedrooms combined. And 3, being able to do cool things with Alex for Mean Girl Pod.
It's also not challenging. Like, OnlyFans, you can control the output, but like working here and stuff is a challenge that we like.
Yeah, and also like staying cute for
Stay hot for OnlyFans,
Yeah.
but work here.
Botox is expensive. Lip filler is
I don't
expensive.
believe. All right. I mean, like I said, I just don't. I fundamentally, if you're making 50 grand a month, you're not being like, oh, it's not stimulating. You
But
like you.
It won't stay that way, Dave. I promise. Like, next
No,
month.
I
will
don't
be-
disagree
yeah.
with that. But who knows? That you. I mean, it's a lot of money to be making. You don't know where it goes.
Well, some people enter the space and then they like Kate was talking about this. She said like she's making money and she would be open to doing things like I don't know, nudity or like partial nudity, or like continue to like develop her content because she's making that money and then sees more come in. So then
I'm sure a lot of people do that.
Right.
I'm sure
like
a lot of
Corinna
people do
Koff,
that.
for example, like did that. Like she first like barely had any nudity. It was like Instagram photos, and now she does like full nudity on her OnlyFans.
I will never be doing nudity.
But that would be the big, like that is the biggest.
That's the draw.
You'll never, you're like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I do see that. Like you get a taste of it and you're like, oh, I just take your top off and you made $100,000.
Yeah, I won't even wear lingerie. Like the most people will ever see is a legitimate bikini picture, which I've posted on Instagram before. Like I think every girl at this company has posted an Instagram picture in their bikini.
Might as well get paid for it.
Exactly. Put it behind a paywall.
Dave, what do you think about when people start doing what I would consider Barstool content behind a paywall? That would be an issue. Like Alex doing rough and rowdy content and getting paid to do it. Like we're not making any money of that. Like she's doing rough and rowdy Barstool content behind a paywall. It's like almost like Kirk said, it's like, what if I did a live show on like instead of the Wilbur, just do like a live thing on OnlyFans and make everyone make all the money. It's like Barstool content.
But I've said from the beginning where every dime I make from OnlyFans, where does it go?
Rough and rowdy.
That's what I've said from the beginning. That's why I did it.
And I'm doing
every situation is unique. Rough and Rowdy, as I've said to everybody who's done Rough and Rowdy, I like that. That's outside of Barstool. Like that is, we don't own a fighter's content that they're doing in my mind for Rough and Rowdy, because I don't want people to fight in Rough and Rowdy necessarily, contrary to popular belief. It's good and it creates headlines, but I don't want that perception like I'm pushing people into fighting. People keep coming up wanting to fight, but that's so if someone wants to fight and that's a side thing they want to do, I'm fine with Rough and Rowdy. Like that doesn't bother me. Live shows, other Barstool content you start paying for, yeah, that clearly would bother me, and that would be a different discussion. As far as I'm aware, that's not happening.
So as it stands, you're cool with what we've done so far?
Yes.
I mean, I would give you my phone. You could literally look at my content. Like it's so.
You'd be
like, why are people paying for this?
No, to be honest, I don't care if you're doing nudity. Like, I don't care what's going on. Like that, as long as it's not taking away from creating the type of content that you're hired for, I don't really care. It's if there was, but I do think it's naive to be like, if somebody's continually making a ton of money, that it won't eventually take away from what we hired them to do. But what do we say? That's that's
valid.
That's there's no answer to that. I've had that conversation with Bree when she started DJing. It's like, all right, great, we want to support it, but like you're under contract for a while. We have other stuff we still want you to do, and we make it work. But I get it. It's like, if you reverse it, if I was making $1 million a year posting nothing, that like I get it. But from the other side, just look at the other side. So
yeah, no,
that's valid.
It's so valid. I appreciate that. And obviously we can keep monitoring it, but I can promise you.
And this was sort of organic. Like there's also an element like setting a precedent. And this is not just OnlyFans, it's anything that's gotten harder and harder as we've been in business with so many ways for creators to make money or monetize or do anything themselves, that when we get somebody, they just don't suck the juice out of like the fame or notoriety that comes from Barstool, monetize it quickly, and then like are gone. Like that does us no good. So it is a different version in a weird way of that I'm thinking like, well, if this is a way that someone can come in, get a name, go on OnlyFans, make a shit ton of money and bounce, that's no good. Like that doesn't help us.
Is it like Cameo to you, Dave? Like is that like how you rationalize it in your head?
I think yes, you brought that. I've always allowed Cameo. I've said, or Kirk asked me about it, I think Cameo is the fastest way to show your career's dying, but I've never... If people want to do Cameo. I never have, but we've never stopped anybody from doing Cameo. The only thing I said at one point to Erica, and it would almost be similar to this, you guys just said 20%. That's an outrageous cut. Like, if our people want to do it, it's the same with Cameo. We should just fucking set it up ourselves. We can't put two screws together. And if OnlyFans is charging 20, we should charge fucking 10. And they make more and we make more, but we don't know what the fuck we're doing to create that. But it can't be that hard. Cameo is the same thing. Frank the Tank's like their number one guy. What is he getting? What's their cut? Let's just undercut it. And if our people want to do that, let's put them on our own platform and everyone makes money.
If we do that, we're totally signing up for a 10% cut.
Yeah, I
all
honestly,
day.
Barstool should have an OnlyFans page. People would pay big money to see.
They
We
have
used to.
one.
Yeah, we used
Yeah.
to.
Used to, yeah.
I mean, if you could hire someone to do
What's
that full time
Jordyn?
here.
Jordyn,
yeah,
what's
but
the
I don't know
nude?
that it's the girls. I think the people are buying for girls.
Ours was
not-
like behind the scenes Barstool stuff. Like you could find out what our like show topics were, for example, before they came out, but it didn't really pick up traction.
Undeniably, there's an element where they just want to see like a hot photo.
Yeah. Wait, Eddie, what were you gonna say?
What's this? So like the nude thing is just like a morality thing. Like you're just not. That's just a line you don't want to cross.
I don't really know how to describe it, but since I'm nothing wrong with showing nude on OnlyFans, by the way, we don't sex shame over here, but that's just, I'm not doing it as a career. Like it's truly just to get more income to live a normal lifestyle. And I don't see it being the rest of my life. Like I see a few months, get some good money, save it, invest, and continue with Mean Girl Pod and Barstool because that's our number one priority.
Yeah, and I would say it's a little bit of a more like
Yeah,
it's a morality.
I don't
thing.
need my boobs out for the world. Like,
But you've seen you don't need that to get to where you wanted to go. Like it works doing these swimsuit photos. You can
Yeah.
sleep at night. So if it ain't broke,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, why go to that level if I don't need
It's a
to?
fucking crazy world. I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's a
6
crazy
months
world.
ago. 6 months ago was the inception of Mean Girl Pod, and look where we are now.
happy
And Mean
6
Pod Girl
months.
is, and Mean Girl Pod is doing well. Although,
Yeah.
can I say what Alex asked me? Can I say what you asked me to do?
Yeah, I think
This Alex?
She wanted, yeah, that Alex.
Shit, what I
What are
say?
you acting like I'm
No,
not
I
gonna?
don't know what you said. I don't know. What
Do
you
you
asked
not
me.
remember what you asked? Like your request for her only request for Rough and Rowdy? She wanted me to be her mentor
No, I wanted to meet with you to ask you questions.
once a month. You try to schedule.
I
it's not
love that.
embarrassing.
It's a
good
you didn't have
idea.
to. Why are you so
That's an
embarrassed by
incredible
that?
idea.
Why are you like, no? That
No,
is
it-
literally what you
I would
asked.
have cut of this.
100%. No. It wasn't a month. It was every week. I was thinking Tuesdays.
I love this idea. If I can get in maybe like once a
yeah.
month.
No, I said no.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was awesome.
no
He was like,
fucking way.
no. And I was like, ah.
It's like, are you? I was kind of like, are you out of your mind? Like, you think I'm going to schedule a meeting with you weekly? Like, I was flattered. It's nice, but like, oh.
But what was I going to do? Not ask? Like, that was my number one thing. I was like,
No, I
asking
was
is
flattered.
free.
It
I'm
was
going to
nice.
ask 'em.
Yeah. And I don't know that meeting, as I said, it's like I don't have any great advice to bestow. The people who have been successful because of me are around me 24/7 and just pick up whatever you can glean.
I wanted performance audits, things like that. I also wanted to talk to you like about investing and things. I had a whole slew.
You wanted everything.
Yeah,
you were
we're
like
not doing
you
it.
wanted right. I know.
He was like,
it was
no. And I was like, oh, okay.
well.
She's
I mean,
dead.
Come on. No, it wasn't that. It was I'm not gonna like a week. Come on.
I had
That's a
to
lot.
ask. I had to shoot my shot.
Yeah, you shot it, and it got fucking swatted into the eighth row.
And that bullet did not go in.
No, I think it's crazy that 6 months ago we were in a different position, but we wouldn't be here without that situation, you guys and Gas. So it's kind of cool that 6 months ago.
The Mean Girl Pod is doing very well. So I mean that's always good. It's weird because generally when something's trending up and successful, you don't want interaction with me, and I leave you alone, and you do your stuff. Alex is a little reverse, and she's like, "No, I want more." But, so
What made you guys pivot to like sex? Was that always the idea? Like, or
No.
what's the,
Honestly, Alex and I weren't friends when we started, and as we got closer, we become like each other's everything. And when you're two girls in a room, like that's what you talk about. Like we just have honest conversations, and that comes up.
And there was just like a naive, like we're both from the Midwest. We were kind of like tiptoed it, and we were
Yeah.
like, and we had to check ourselves. We were like, are we cool with talking about this? And we were having fun, and it was just.
She's married, I'm single, so we have a lot to talk about. We come from very different sex backgrounds as well, and we realize that people relate to it. Everyone's naive.
No,
about
that's
sex.
what it was. We felt that was the first episodes we talked about it. We felt like we were genuinely helping people, and people were relating to it. And I think that's where we were like, we feel like we're doing something.
Yeah, felt nice to like feel like we're helping.
Some
all
way.
right, well,
awesome? Well, good
thanks
for,
for
you
coming
guys.
on. We got one of the higher paid people of the company, and Alex Bennett getting ready to fight in Rough and Rowdy. So
BuyRNR.com. See
we'll
you there,
see you
Dave.
guys on
Appreciate
Friday.
it.
Yeah, see you on Friday.
Okay, see you
Okay, bye,
Friday.
guys.
See you guys.
Thanks,
Good luck, Alex. Wow.
600 grand. I mean, it's a tough spot from the business side because as long as
you don't lose sight of what you're hired for during your duration of your contract. How can I have a hard time with that? I don't want to. It's like yeah, great, good for her. She made a shit ton of money.
Like Gas said though, like I was gonna wait, but I mean, Patreon's next. Like that's someone's gonna.
But that's a no-go. That's a direct competitor, and that, I mean, if you own your podcast, which they don't, but if you come in and you own your podcast, yes, at the end of your contract, that's an option. That I get that. Everyone gets that.
Yeah, but what if they argued that it was content they weren't doing at the time?
What do you mean?
Like if who's someone that, let's say a basketball show, if someone was like, hey, I want to do a basketball show, there's no basketball show at Barstool, I'm going to do an NBA show on there, that's where I'm going to do it. That's not,
no,
can't do that at all.
No, zero.
So then what would be hypothetically stop if it really is just like PG-13 photos, like hypothetically Barstool could be like, well, why don't you just post them on the site and we'll get clicks and views?
No, because that doesn't do anything. Like and you people post them on their own Instagram. We're not like, don't post on your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But basketball podcast, that's content that, like, when we hire somebody, we are asking for all of your content. To me, like, but we're not saying you can't post a picture on Instagram and monetize it. They're two different things to me.
Yeah, but we allow people to do comedy shows. They're paid to be funny at Barstool, and they go and do private stuff on their own.
But a lot of times we're cut into those, or we know what they're doing. It depends. Each person depends who it is, how long they've been here, and things of that nature. Like, I'm all for trying to let people make as much money as they can make without it interfering how we as a company overall pay the bills.
But if Barstool say that if we did make like a cameo vertical, like Barstool would get 100% of it, right? Or would you actually?
No,
you would be.
I just said what I just said was we would cut if use OnlyFans. If OnlyFans charges 20%, we take 10. It's a win-win for both parties. Mm-hmm. You're making more and we're making some. Now, you can always, things change. Like always, the world changes. Like, we live and we learn and we change. So could there, and I don't think there would, but just hypothetically, could there be a world in the future where you hire somebody and it's like, if you get OnlyFans, we get this % of cut. This would be for an unknown or something versus someone who's coming in. Everything changes. Like, for example, you live and learn. Like McAfee, when he came in, he built, one of the things we learned for that is non-solicitation. You can't take all of the employees that work for Barstool with you when you leave. That's what he did, was totally fine. We didn't have anything in place to be like, you can't do that. We have stuff in place now not to let that happen because we don't want to spur competitors and things like that. So the world changes, moves, shakes, whatever, and you live and you learn. And you know, again, it is to a degree of Saturday Night Live. Like, I think they have contracts where people go and make movies, and SNL gets a cut of like their movies because like we're giving you the platform, and we got to protect ourselves against the changing environment, which is super tricky for somebody like us, Barstool, the network, because of all these new ways for people to make money without the network. And that, if you rewind it, you can go back to radio. Like radio, you know, when it was EEI in Boston or daily newspapers, you couldn't compete. Like, they didn't have to worry about that. Then the internet comes, it's like, wait a minute, people now can make money without us. And it just keeps evolving and evolving. It's stuff we have to keep as a network of content creators looking at. And I guess in the end, make sure that from our perspective, the value of joining Barstool for however long that is makes it more beneficial in the long run for a career. Like, you take a guy like Little Sass, I don't know if he knows or thinks that, like, but it probably will. And that's the goal. Like, people have to be happy and understand the value they're getting from that for whatever time it is. And if they leave, they'll be, in the end, over a 10-year span, make far more money because they joined that rather than going at it. I can't do it.
Trying to tee up.
There you go.
Going at that, joining that, then going at it alone. That's the question. That's what we can stay ahead of.
Yeah, you seem concerned that she's just going to make too much and she's not going to.
What? I think you're putting words in my mouth. I think that's a natural thing to look at. It's like, well, if someone's making a shit ton here, are they going to care about the other? I believe them right now, right in that conversation for now. I believe everything the two of them said. Could it change? Sure. It's a fucking lot of money.
Yeah, I think they're still so fresh to the game, and I think they genuinely do love their show. Where
I agree. I agree. Who knows? I mean, we'll see what happens. If half those people fall off on Jordyn, and I don't know her well enough. Is she like, oh, I may like a little nip slip and I'm right back up to $100,000 a month? I don't know.
Yeah.
Those are questions that would, like, I personally, if I hadn't made it and someone's like, oh, I can throw your dick online and make a fucking $1 million, I'd be like, sign me up. What do I fucking care?
Now, not
To
saying
each
she
their
would.
own.
Not saying she would, but what would you do if Silvana wanted to get one?
It's twisted because like she may make like, I don't know, $1 million in a day. Like if she did it, like she'd make so.
Didn't Andrew Tate say he wanted like all the money for it when you interviewed him? Remember, he said he owned his girlfriend's OnlyFans or whatever.
Oh yeah. He did. I thought you meant from like, no. I'd love for her to get that much money. My issue with it is it's like you do have to talk to people. I don't want Silvana talking to stoolies.
Well, all the big girls have like an agency that does it for them, like the.
Yeah, correct. But they lie.
Yeah, they pose as them.
Correct. They're lying. The agencies are pretending, and there was like lawsuits about this. The obviously what makes it work is the end customer believes they are talking to the actual girl. But like other than that, let me put it this way. And this, you may be like, oh, Dave, that's like a selfish or like self-centered. If I was an unknown, I would have no problem with it. Getting stoolies in my DMs, being like, "Oh, I'm DMing with your girlfriend and shit." It's like, I don't really want that.
Because she's carving out a nice little thing for herself.
Yeah,
so
no, she's doing great.
Yeah, because I think she's looking for an assistant.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Eddie.
like
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. We got in a fight because I was making fun of her for using Hotmail.
Oh, I did see that. I did know. I did catch that.
Yeah, no, she's doing great. I'm proud of her. It's shocking the amount of money that can be made in the influencer world, really.
Yeah. No, good for her. You're right. I think it would. I mean, it would go ballistic.
Ballistic.
If she did get one, it would be
ballistic.
Be huge. Interesting conversation. I don't know. It's so different now, man. It's so different now. Just like,
and it's different. It's like that. Those opportunities are like just female really based. Like you have some guy like who's a really good looking dude from I've had him on
Harry
the BFF
Jowsey.
spot. Yeah, Harry Jowsey, that's how he makes his income. Like he does the reverse. But you have to be really good looking like him or a girl.
Yeah. The game's just so changed, man. But people that's what
consistently changing. And it goes back to what I said. We have to change with it and just make sure we're being fair and in the end adding value to the individual. By joining the network, you add value. And it's always going to be that element will never change. The band label thing, the thing I had to call her daddy, the sass mentality, it will never change of once I start making it, I don't need you anymore and I want to leave and forget like, well, you signed a contract and you were nobody when you showed up here. Or relatively speaking. That push-pull, I think, is eternal, and it's not unique to Barstool.
I think some of the recent hires have, like Danny, for instance, like she makes money on her YouTube, but she saw this as like, even someone who's made it in relatively is like, I could still go to Barstool and get much more gasoline.
Rocket fuel. It can be absolute rocket fuel. If the person hits and right, like, it can, and you look at again the people who have left. There's a lot of like superstars, so yeah, it can be absolute rocket fuel.
Yeah, but that's the majority now, though. I'd say, but I'd say the majority is people like that, though, guys. Where the people that like live and breathe like the stool, I don't know if like they still exist. Obviously, John Rich is a good example, but it's just kind of not like that anymore. It's just all people looking to kind of build themselves up. And would you agree with that or no?
Yeah, that's a natural progression of events. It varies. I think it varies.
But I think you could look at Jordyn and Alex as a great example of people that had a good following on TikTok, but they weren't making like money from that, like small deals. And then they come here. Now they're making a career out of it. And
I mean, Alex is like, for whatever people want, she lives, breathes, dies Barstool. Like she texted me, DM'd every day. Even the conversation when I was like, and I referenced like, why do you want to meet with? She's like, my dream has been to work for you for like ever. Like you're why I'm here, and I like you're not here. I want like the ability to like talk to you and content create. So I mean, she's one. Jordyn, we found her through a contest, I think, but they've clicked. And honestly, in the beginning, I was more skeptical, like kind of her, but she seems like she's fit in. And overall, for all the warts, it's still a pretty good place to work with lots of talented people, despite what people who don't like us will say.
Is it, Gaz? I mean, you were there last week. Is it? I don't know. Is it something that can be corralled anymore? Though I feel like it's something like Barstool's so big now, where it's not.
What do you mean by corralled?
I'm trying to think how to put it, but it's crazy how big of an entity it is now, and like how it's going in so many different directions. You know, we got cheesesteaks, we got grooming products, we have all this shit where it's like, I don't know if it'll ever have that like homey feel again.
It can't have that homey feel like that because I'm dealing with fucking agents and shit like that. Like people want big money. Like we need to sell merch, this, that, to keep people. Like we're giving out big contracts to people who are making it. You know, it's like, you know, we're in negotiations with Bussin' with the Boys. Like we want to keep them. They're dealing agents. It's like, well, all right, well, yeah, you got to sell some fucking cheesesteaks. You got to buy some fucking hats. There's plenty of options. Like somebody like, I love Will, I love Taylor. They're not partial to us. I think they'd like to like stay with us, but they'll shop it around. They'll do Carabas. They'll do Carabas is a perfect example, really. He can't be more Barstool, right? And he left.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. He got a big deal. He's out making a mockery of his life, getting shopped around like a piñata, doing deals that make him look like, a clown. He's a circus clown, but he got paid.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, how do you kind of decide that though, Gaz? Because like I would say, like Bussin' with the Boys, they're kind of all over the Instagram and everything. Like they're safe to say they're one of the most promoted brands, right?
Yeah, I mean, when we saw Bussin', when I saw them on Instagram, they had like a great interview. We called them in. Same thing, with some of the other people. But we promote, like when we look at every week, we get a schedule of, well, who's coming on every show? Like, what are your guests? What's the content? Everyone sends us 30 clips of their show. We kind of just look at it like that's a great piece of content. Let's use that. Let's put that on TikTok. Let's put that on Barstool. Now, you start seeing things like Jordyn and Ween Girl. You start seeing the numbers creep up. Something's there. So it's like, let's continue to feed the flames. And then you see stuff that just doesn't work, or they're not pushing it hard enough, or they're not doing things, and it makes it harder for promote. So yeah, I mean, we have 1,700 social accounts. There's ways to push things across, not just Instagram. I care about TikTok. I care about Twitter. I care about Snapchat. Like we're a big network on Snapchat. I don't think anyone gives a fuck about Snapchat within our company. But like it's one of the most monetized things we do as a platform. But that's, I kind of want us to be big everywhere. It's like Dave doing BFFs.
1,700.
Yeah, 1,700 social accounts and like 180 million followers across all that.
And it's a constant game, and we're good at it. And finding new people, like trying to re-sign $1 million worth of game. They're fucking huge. We played a big fucking factor in them getting huge. Bussin' with the Boys is fucking getting huge. We played a big fucking factor in them getting huge. Spin Chiclet's fucking huge. All these things we build up, their contracts up. It's what we say. And you play the field and go do things, and that's the world we live in, and it's a tough world, to be honest. And you got to find the next thing, in whether it's Mean Girls, whoever. Brie obviously has been a huge success, and you just keep going and looking for the next person.
When is Bussin' up?
Like February, March.
And $1 million is November, right?
I'm not. Yeah, maybe something like that.
I think that's what they said in LA.
They're both irreplaceable, but we will make as good an effort as we can to keep them. Yeah. But it's a business for both sides.
It's interesting. Do you still enjoy that aspect though? Is that your least favorite
I never
thing?
liked that aspect.
So when are you gonna relinquish that? Do you ever plan on it?
Well, no. Erica and I talk all the time as contracts come up, and all right, what do we think we can? How much do they make? What can we afford? That type of thing. And then she does the negotiations. Mm-hmm. And I'm not good at that, because you want to use Bussin' with Boys. I'll come up with what I think is a good, aggressive, nice, fair offer, and that's my offer. I'm not trying to cheap out. I'm here's our max. And if we offer anybody with an agent, if Carabas got $1 million or whatever it was, I'm just rounding. We know it's 7 figures, right? If we offered $10 million to Carabas, the agent would argue for more. I can't do that. It's just, that's their job. No matter what number you show, they got to earn their 10%. So it doesn't matter. I can't fundamentally, and it's the way of the world, I can't do that. I'm never do that. I'm bad at that.
Do you think if someone at Barstool was able to get representation, is it stupid if they do not get it?
No, not necessarily.
No.
I don't think it, again, because I think we're pretty fair, I don't think it gets more or less, to be totally honest.
Yeah, so you don't think it's that big of a deal when it comes down to it?
No, not really. I'm trying to think if I think anybody's really oh, they got this much.
Well, wouldn't you just not pay it? You have your line. You're
yeah, right. A lot of times, Caleb, he comes up his contract, and honestly, I'm you're great. We want to keep you. What makes you happy? What can you sign with that? You're yep, this, I'm psyched to put pen to paper, and I'm trying to do that for a lot of people, not everybody, because everybody's different, but the same thing with Will and Bussin' with Boys. They didn't do it this way because they have an agent and it's different, but it's what's your number? And then we don't have to bullshit. I can be we're not getting there, or we are getting there, and going your way. That's kind of seems how $1 million worth of game. What I was, it's go if you want. Go, get your best offers. Tell me what it is, and I'll tell you. Yeah, we can do it. No, we can't. And if we can get close, they'll stay. If we can't, we can't. Alice Cooper couldn't. Gone.
Yeah, but you say that, Gaz, but at the same time, numbers are numbers, right? And if the industry X says these people are getting this much money for this much downloads, then
no, it's not like that though. It's really not.
No.
Jared, what downloads?
Starting 9, Section 10.
Starting 9 is bigger now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it Starting 9 was never a huge show.
He did no numbers with downloads, none. I mean, relatively. I'm not putting his big Twitter, but he that was a losing. If we paid what they wanted with his downloads, we're getting murdered.
So theirs is more of he's one of the biggest follows in baseball, and will have a big presence.
I think
on
maybe they
social
knew
media
Massachusetts was coming. Maybe you can't tell, because you just can't tell. They're the gambling people, which is what a lot of some of the competitors come from. What goes on in their minds on who they want to pay and who they don't want to pay, I have no fucking clue. Yeah. But it's not a straight. And if you look at a Spotify with Alex or Joe Rogan, I don't think they're looking at it. They weren't looking we got to make money on these people. They're aggregating downloads for a gigantic network, and the time was right for it. We put pen to paper, and we're we have to throw a perfect game for 3 years based on everything to break even. What's not worth it.
That's interesting then, because I figured it would be largely, hey, this is our numbers, Bussin' with the Boys. This is what they're getting paid. Here's what we deserve. And that seems kind of black and white. But if you're saying overall influence and whatnot, that's a lot different.
And everything's different.
Every negotiation's different, and people who may be interested in acquiring somebody for different reasons, it always probably you add more value if you leave a network versus stay with a network because you assume you're bringing their audience with them. So there's just everyone's different. Every situation is different. There can be people with us who have more unique, specific value just with us, as opposed to everyone's different.
I hope we re-sign Will.
Me too.
Yeah. Interesting. Are you involved in this at all, Gaz, or no?
No. I don't. I like my favorite part. I think when you find someone like Brianna and you start like growing them, like and seeing it actually be successful, that's awesome. And then I let David, you guys have to deal with re-signing. But I think it does come to a point like, $1 million of the game leaves. Like that's a big hole that it probably might not be easy to fill right away. It may take a while. Call Her Daddy. Like, yeah, you can't just find another Call Her Daddy. Like, even if Mean Girl becomes successful, that takes a while to get at this point. Like,
it's also like the one thing with agents which drive me nuts. And this is my overall view on how I look at our network. When you sign with us, it's not piecemeal. Like, I don't look at it like, hey, if Will does the college football show, you got to pay him this. And then if he does this thing, you got to pay him more. No. I don't do that way. I won't sign a contract that way. That's not how we work. You sign up, and everything you do is what you're part. We own your content for that time. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to. I never force people really to do it. But like the goal should be, you want to become as big as humanly possible. And at the end of the contract, then you can go fucking hit your home run. But do not keep hitting me. Well, this costs that. It's like a menu of options. I don't do that.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. We'll see what happens with everything then, I guess.
Yeah.
Dave, let's talk about Zingeroo, and then we'll get an inside Barstool.
Zingeroo. Think you know the market better than your buddies? Bring your stoolies and prove it on Zingeroo, the market's first competitive trading app. Other trading apps are basic, make you compete or invest, but with Zingeroo, you can trade and compete for a chance to win up to $1,000 in ETF prizes. At Zingeroo, even Congress can't hide behind a tweet. We pull their trades in real time so you know exactly what they're up to. That's huge because they're always, Pelosi and her husband there making moves 10 steps ahead of whatever happens. Saturdays are for the boys, but Mondays are for making money in the market on Zingeroo. Don't let other stoolies bust your nuts on the leaderboard. And yes, Zingeroo is legit. Securities offered by Z Squared Securities LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Download the Zingeroo app on the App Store, and Zingeroo will give you $25 to start your trading week and join our premium Barstool Premium Zone on Zingeroo.
Boom. Inside Barstool here. I saw there was a little bit of a challenge to a rap battle. Josh Prey, new hire, challenge Roan. Did you see that?
Yeah, and then he backed down. I didn't know, or like he did the research on Roan. He's like, I want no part of it.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. That's like you're going to slaughter against Roan.
Yep.
Next thing here, Meatball Molly will fight November 21st at Madison Square Garden.
Awesome. We got to get the entire office. People are saying the girl she's fighting is by far her toughest opponent yet. I think she's 13 ranked in the world. Molly's 15. The girl's from Jersey. So seems like she's going to be the underdog. But yeah, that'll be an exciting night for sure. Anything
planned? Will we do a big thing, or we'll see?
I'm sure we'll plan something. I mean, it's just announced last week.
Mm-hmm. You brought up a night of hate.
Yeah.
At Madison Square Garden. I did hear something that apparently Dolan banned Part of My Take from a comedy fest at one of his properties. Did you see that? Did you hear about that?
No, I know Dolan hates us.
Yeah. So
I mentioned that I probably couldn't get Madison Square Garden. We were supposed to do a college basketball tournament at Madison Square Garden. He banned us. He won't let us. Jim Dolan hates us. He sent a letter to Chernin at one point, Peter Chernin, and said he's like, how could you ever invest in this company, Barstool? Chernin basically told him to go, kick rocks. But yeah, he sent a letter to the New York Rangers saying they're not allowed to interact or do anything with Barstool. Of course, I have had at the time pretty close connections with the Rangers. They just showed me the letter. Jim Dolan's, I believe, hatred all stems from KFC or Clem selling Fire the Team Nick shirts.
Sell the team?
Yeah, sell the team. Or fire Dolan.
Wow.
He's a very thin-skinned guy from everything I've gathered.
Yeah, so you're going to have to get the TD Garden instead.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened to PMT, but good for him. He holds a grudge.
That's is that?
I honestly, I think it. Unless I'm missing something, I think it stems from people saying "Fire Dolan" shirts. I think, which is pretty astronomical for that to be the reason the grudge. Maybe I missed something.
I would highly think that it is KFC involved.
Well, yeah, I mean, Knicks fans hate him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he doesn't like us. And it's weird because I have some mutual connections with him.
Is he like the most high roller, high profile guy that you know factually does not like us?
He is like a high. He's an important guy, but like, I don't know, high roller is the word I'd use. I don't think anybody like willingly wants to hang out with him. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else had such a high. Well, Roger Goodell.
True.
Goodell's far more powerful than he is.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't sleep on that. He owns that TV network. He owns the most famous arena in the United States.
I'd love to know if that's the reason, because of the Sell or Fire Dolan. I think it is. Because I don't think I've ever said anything. I maybe made fun of him playing in a band once, but nothing. Like, those are pretty minor jabs. And by the way, if you own a team, the fans are going to talk about you. It's got to be those guys, because he doesn't. I don't want him to sell the team.
Yeah, just an interesting note. There's a couple new dozen teams. Did you see the Icemen?
I did. Ice, Stu Feiner, and what a team that is. I also saw Patty the Batty is in it.
Yep.
Crazy.
I would guess that ZD sees the Icemen at some point.
Oh, I would say so. Yeah.
You think he'll be good at trivia?
No, I do not.
No.
No.
That's a team. I saw Chris Castellani. He had a nice blog about finding out he has autism.
Probably one of my top 10 stories the last couple of years was when we hired him. He reached out to Tommy, and he's like, it's so great to work at a company that like values autistic like people, blah blah blah. I remember Tommy being like, I don't know what to say. Like, he just assumed Tommy was autistic.
Oh, really? Fucking Tommy.
I don't think Tommy ever replied, Tommy definitely. I don't know if he's been tested or how they do that, but he could be a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone.
So it's not like Chris was out of bounds by thinking it.
Yeah. No,
I know though Tommy doesn't think he's autistic at all.
I love that he's listening right now. He's probably just fucking ripping his laptop to shreds.
Who?
Tommy.
No, he thought it was funny.
No, I know, but you just said that you think he is a little bit, but
I don't. The reason he wouldn't be because he's self-aware enough to know that he comes across like he may be.
Yeah. All right, that's it, Dave. Anything else?
Nope. Good.
No. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. That's it for today. We'll be back next week. We'll see you then. Buy Rough and Rowdy. Buy RNR.com. Coach Doug's, Alex Bennett. Should be a good card. See you guys next week.